everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing okay. I thought today I would bring to you a video about me. Obviously all the videos are about me, but this one kind of focused a bit more on getting to know me. I thought as I've grown in subscribers recently, I thought some of you might not kind of know anything about me and maybe just watch my videos, so I thought it'd be nice to kind of share a little bit about me and just so you get to know me a bit more. I always personally like knowing somebody a bit better, especially when I watch them all the time on YouTube. It's nice to kind of know a bit more about the personality or the person behind who you're watching. So I asked you on Instagram to bring me some assumptions about me. I was going to do a 50 facts one, but then I thought that's a little bit boring, so let's do an assumptions one. I did this a while ago just for Instagram, but I thought I would do this for YouTube now and share it with my YouTube audience. So let's just get straight into it. I don't want to try and dwell on the answers for too long. Number one, I'm not going to read out names, I don't think, because people might not want me to. I don't know. But you had a good, peaceful upbringing. Definitely true. I lived in the countryside, so it was physically peaceful, but also kind of peaceful in terms of we had no problems or nothing bad happened sort of thing. So yeah, I had a very nice upbringing and I'm very grateful to my parents and my family for that. So career is most important. I wouldn't say most important. I'd say most important things is obviously family and friends and the health of everybody. I think to me that is kind of the thing I always think about the most and the thing that I worry about the most. And then probably career, I think personally wise, just focusing on myself, career is probably one of the most important things. I don't know, I'm quite an ambitious person and have been all my life. I think I've always had that desire to kind of build something and create something, and I can kind of, looking back, see that from a really early age. So yeah, I think career is very important to me and just getting myself established in the world. Wouldn't have a pet. Okay, I had a pet at my mum and dad's house, had a cat for, I think he was about 10 when he died, so we had him for a really long time. He was a little tabby cat and I really like cats. I prefer cats to dogs really. He was a grumpy cat. I don't think I wouldn't have a pet yet, but we are sort of talking about maybe in the future getting a little dog, but I mean that's nothing, it's just something we've kind of said would be quite nice, especially if we lived more in a more rural area, we can take it out, etc. So yeah, I would have a pet, and I have had a pet, but I think in the current situation where we live now, I wouldn't. To adjust the lighting of the curtains for a little bit because it's a bit too bright. Anyway, next one, perfectionist. Yes, definitely a perfectionist. I'm very particular and fussy about most things, which is kind of a detriment sometimes. I feel like it's quite a frustrating character trait and I get annoyed with myself sometimes if things aren't perfect, and also Tim gets a bit annoyed with me as well. I prefer savoury to sweet. What a question. I'm quite a big food lover. I would say either. I'd say maybe savoury just about edges it, but sweet is very much up there as well. Next one, you're humble and have worked hard to get where you are. That's really kind. Hopefully I'm humble. I don't know, I feel like I can't really be the judge of that one. Worked hard to get where I have. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that I probably have. I personally feel like I have. I think the idea of working hard is different for everybody. Like some people have very different ideas of what hard working is, but I definitely think I have. Obviously I'm not performing brain surgery, so it's very different to that kind of thing, but it does take quite a lot to kind of develop a platform and something that people are interested in, and I very much see it as a business that I'm growing. So yeah, I think quite hard working hopefully. And yeah, next one. You have imposter syndrome sometimes. That is so true. I feel like this person knows me quite well. I think I used to suffer from imposter syndrome more so before Tim started working with me, because I don't know, sometimes when you're just a one-man band, especially when I lived at my parents' house, I just kind of felt like, I don't know, I just felt like I wasn't really deserving of anything, or I don't know, I can't explain it, but definitely imposter syndrome. I think now that I'm kind of feel a bit more established, that's kind of going away a bit. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I think it's just to do with feeling like I've actually done something, got somewhere to live for myself and work towards that, and I think that's kind of perhaps got rid of the imposter syndrome. I think I advise anybody to maybe change the situation or change something if they feel like they've got imposter syndrome, maybe make a change somewhere to try and shift that. Next is you're a very calm, logical thinker. Definitely think I'm a logical thinker. I think I'm an overthinker as well. I'm definitely an overthinker. I probably overanalyze everything, which isn't a good thing. Think about things way too much. Logical, I would say yes. I definitely think of all scenarios and outcomes and possibilities. So I definitely think logical. Calm, yeah, I would probably say calm to an extent. I'm definitely a worrier, so I don't know whether that counteracts that a little bit, but yeah, maybe calm. You're an only child. Yes, I am an only child. And I'm an only grandchild as well for 3 of my grandparents. So my granddad on my mum's side had other children. But for my other grandparents, they've only got me as their grandchild. So yeah, only child and grandchild. Are you a very calm person? Oh, people think I'm very calm. Maybe I am. Persistent, go-getter and optimistic. Your positive energy and vibes are very contagious. That's so nice to hear, because actually I don't think I'm a naturally positive person. I think I've really, since I'd say Christmas, I've really consciously tried to become more positive. Obviously it seems to be working. I naturally dwell on negative things. Like I said, I'm a natural worrier, naturally think of the worst outcomes, and it's really hard to try and shift that mindset, but I have been doing. And I think one way of doing that is just by forcing myself, just by stopping and thinking of something positive instead of negative, kind of realizing that I'm thinking the negative thing and then change that. And I do think it's one of those things that once you start doing it, you do start to kind of change your mindset a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm completely positive all the time, because I'm not, but I definitely think I'm trying to look on the bright side a lot more, trying to see the good in things, and it works if you force yourself. Even if you don't believe it, I think if you start forcing yourself and telling yourself, you will start to believe it. Persistent and a go-getter, definitely. I think I'm both of those things. You're a perfectionist. We've mentioned that before. Yes, definitely. You are rich. No, I'm not rich. How do I answer this one? I think rich is quite a tenuous word, and it's not really, it doesn't hold much weight, because it's like kind of different for everybody how you value rich. So I'd say, well, I guess to some people maybe I am, but to some people I'm probably really poor. I'm definitely in a position now where I can afford somewhere nice to live, I can save a little bit, and I can have nice things, but also I don't overspend, I'm quite careful, and yeah, I'm just trying to find that happy medium. This is kind of following on quite nicely from that you must earn a lot of money to have the apartment that you do. So obviously it's a very nice apartment. Manchester city centre prices are not exactly, you know, cheap. So yeah, I earn, I'd say, a decent good amount of money. I think we both kind of very much see this as a business, and we want to grow it all the time, want to kind of reach financial goals and definitely grow and achieve things. So definitely earning a good amount of income to support us both and have us both on the team. And I think I make choices, so some people may just want to create all their content themselves and then perhaps spend their money on more clothes or another designer bag or something like that, but I personally kind of don't spend as much on those things in order to have Tim working with me and editing all my videos and helping me take content. I personally feel like that is a better place to put my money and will help us grow in the long run. So I'd say that I kind of think about money in that way and try and invest it wisely. You seem really down to earth and such a hard worker. Oh, thank you. So that's really nice of you to say. I think down to earth, yeah, I would say so. I think I'm quite normal. I mean, normal is such a weird word because you can't really relate it to anything. Say quite down to earth. I think a lot of people perhaps have a perception that if you gain followers or have an audience watching you, that you kind of become a little bit unrelatable and a bit, I don't know what's the word, a bit disconnected almost. But I really don't want to come across that way. And I try hard to kind of still remain in the same headspace as when I maybe had a couple of thousand followers, and that I really want to grow. And also I just enjoy connecting with people and talking to people, and hopefully that shows, and I guess perhaps that's why I seem down to earth, I don't know. But yeah, I'm such a hard worker, they've said, which yeah, I think is fair enough. I think I probably punish myself a little bit when I don't work. Like I do, I'm sure a lot of you can probably relate to this, especially if you're self-employed, because you can just continue and continue, or if you have your own business. I think it's very easy to punish yourself and feel guilty for not working. So if you have a day off, like I took Easter weekend off and I did feel guilty. I feel bad if I don't post Instagram stories. I feel more anxious sometimes if I don't work, if I stop working. I know obviously people say how important it is to take a break, but for me, I think to stop and have a break for a few days makes me more anxious, so I just do keep working. I think at the moment with everything that's going on, we've found quite a nice balance in that we are still keeping on working, but we're taking it a lot slower. So we had the morning off this morning, we've had a lie-in, and then we had a nice breakfast. So I think for me that is better for my mindset than having the whole day off and then getting up at 7 the next day and working the whole way through. I think to just continuously work on a slightly more relaxed schedule at the moment is a better way for me to work. You seem money savvy, like seeing new things as investments. Yeah, I think that is definitely true. I wish I was more money savvy actually. A lot of people are really, this is kind of like a bit of a goal of mine, but a lot of people are really kind of into the best ways to save your money and the best accounts to put it in, and putting all your money in different places and different investments and things like that. And I'm just a bit rubbish at that. I don't know why. I think, for one, I don't find it that interesting. So that's probably why. And I also think it's quite a lot of work, so I just kind of like sideline it. I do, however, save quite a lot each month. I try and put that aside and don't spend it. So in that way, I think I am quite money savvy. I try not to spend on things that I don't need. I try to not buy expensive things that aren't really necessary, like I don't know, certain food things I don't think you need to spend loads of money on. You can cut down things like that, spend it better where you think you can. So maybe something for the house that you know will last you for years, or a handbag or clothing. I think recently, since Christmas again, I've got a lot more conscious about what I'm spending my money on clothes wise, things that I think will last, things that I think are classic. And yeah, I think in that sense I am quite money savvy, and I guess I am looking at things more as investments. But if anybody's got any good tips to like start kind of thinking about money and investments and like different, like what websites can I go to, what can I read about it, what YouTube videos can I watch, are there any podcasts that are quite good for it, because I'm not that into it, so I don't really know where to begin. But yeah, definitely if you've got any suggestions for that, let me know. So somebody asked me if I am related to Louis Tomlinson, because for some reason they thought I was. I'm not, or not that I know of. Yeah, I feel like I get that quite a lot, and I think obviously the last name, I don't know, obviously triggers people to think that I am. I did meet his sister once though, actually. But yeah, not related in any way that I know of. So that is the answer to that. Not related to anyone famous. Okay, so that is pretty much it. Some of the others were similar, so I thought I wouldn't bother repeating them. So yeah, I hope you've got to know me a little bit better, and let me know if anything I've said is what you thought, or anything that you thought was a bit different, or if you're in any way similar to me on the answers that I shared. It's always good to know, because I do feel like a lot of the time when I speak to people in DMs and comments, I feel like we share a very similar kind of outlook and personality. I don't know whether that's because I sort of attract that with things that I say, so people respond, or I don't know, it's just quite a similar sort of community. So it would be nice to know if you kind of feel like you share a similar type of personality with me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I hope you feel like you've got to know me a little bit better. Go and follow me on Instagram at Lydia Jane Tomlinson. A lot more going on over there all the time, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.